Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It is Wednesday, August 13th. We're going to review 0-day options today. I took on SPY and small account challenge. Another grindy day. This one similar to yesterday, but this one was almost worse because it was very trappy. Yesterday is at least easy to tell. It was kind of in just a grind. Today was, yeah, not very pretty. Bad for buying 0-day options. Not a whole lot of setups, but let's review. So gapped up this morning. Did we have data this morning? Was that CPI? No, that was yesterday. So tomorrow's PPI, which I guess kind of makes sense, but the market's just chilling. It's just grinding up between upper Bollinger at this point, like just hanging out up there. I haven't even seen a retrace to 5-day yet. So this morning, yeah, this price action is just so slow. I changed a lot of my lines this morning, but I had a steeper one here, and that'll kind of explain some of my entries and exits. But once I found out I was selling in this green channel, I just didn't really want it. It's just too slow, too big of a range. I didn't like it. Not for 0 days. Not buying them at least. Maybe selling or futures or spreads. But it took a little bit to figure that out. I did too much trading today, quite a bit. 1002, I bought one put. So I got this gold. It was actually a little bit different. I had it not quite as aggressive. It was a little flatter, but I've adjusted it. So it looks much more simple and plain here, but yeah, anyways. So got a nice little shoulder here for liquidity. It is, let's see, this morning it was, here's Eric's chart. SPY day trading on YouTube. We did kind of open up near the top of his green channel there. So potential for a pullback. But yeah, could have just grinded, which it kind of did. Just in long form. And then we got this white, more aggressive buying. I actually got this purple one pretty early on, just based on this resistance right here. Flipped into that support. So I think that was an accurate one actually. Feeling a little weird again today. Like my health so lame. I don't know. Well, let's see. Maybe I did a lot of physical activity yesterday. Maybe that's it. But yeah, 1002. I was into a put. So if I remember my thesis on this. Yeah. So again, my lines were a little bit different. It was right here on this green candle. It had just broken my gold because it was steeper, and so I thought this was retesting it. This green was retesting it, and then I had also had a steeper channel right here, so that was my stop, and I stopped out at 10:03 on the next candle for that reason, because it broke the other one. And then next trade, so that was 55 cents. I'm red today, fortunately. There's my trades. That was 55 cents to 50 cents. Next trade was 10:11. So kind of the same idea. I just thought it was building more liquidity, and I didn't know I was selling this more mellow green, or I maybe wouldn't have messed with it, or at least would have been aggressive on trying to get it at a resistance and not waiting for a break. There's just not enough room on the breaks. Let's see, 10:11, 58 cents. I entered that one. Is that here? Yeah. So after it broke that gold, then I think I did have it adjusted. We have a little head and shoulders here, mini head and shoulders in this larger head and shoulder. I liked it, but then it's just, you've got to wait through all this, and I did not want to wait through that in case this didn't come ever. So 58 cents to 52 cents. I closed that one out at 10:15. So on this candle, yeah, I guess if I'd entered, yeah, even holding through that would have been tough. So it really just wasn't nice selling. Not for what I'm trying to do with this small account. It did end up breaking it, but you never know if it's going to break it and do this, or if it's actually going to make its move. So I think I left that one alone and finally did it. Next trade, yeah, that was 2 red trades. So I was like, I really got to be careful on the next one. I don't want 3. Next trade at 12:19, which is kind of in my even more careful trading time. Like, don't trade necessarily unless it's a great setup. 12:19. I was into a put So it broke the purple down here. This was so grindy. Actually, on the big account, I got a retracement trade right here. Once it broke that green, I picked up a call right there or two on SPX. Sold one on that first red candle and then stopped out the other one on that wick. So little scalp there on the bigger account. I think I'm right on the big account too, though. It's just, yeah, a couple midday trades will just really screw you up. They're going the wrong direction. 1019 to 1032. That's my put. Wait, 10? No, 12. 1219. Yeah. Yeah, right here. Yep. So breaking this, and this one had been adjusted too. I guess, yeah. I trusted my lines, but there just wasn't continuation. So it'd break the algo or the channel or whatever, and it just wouldn't sell in a steep enough selling channel. So it just wasn't worth it unless you, again, were catching it at resistances and or doing spreads or selling premium futures. So yeah, picked one up right here, and this I closed. That was 32 cents. Closed it for 26 cents at 12.32. Moved all. Okay, yeah, this one was ridiculous. But this, I think this wick was a gap fill or very close. So it came up here. I held it through all this. I'm like, all right, I guess I might as well just hold for green. Comes down. This is yesterday's high, so that actually didn't quite fill the gap. Made this nice red candle, but my profit from here to here was like 5%. It was, and it wasn't just, I'm not just holding for a profit. I'm holding for gap fill or bottom of this purple, and it's just big wick, big volume, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the $3 of profit I missed. Yeah. So, anyways, that one ended up turning red, which try not to do, and I feel like I'm pretty good about not doing that, but it did happen in this case. So I closed out on this one once it broke that green to the upside. So yeah, managing risk when it's this grindy and this small of range is just tough, as you can tell, because then it came down. But yeah, so next trade, 115. Oh, and then at some point, I think after this, I put in this white channel, this much less aggressive, because it kept breaking and just not having any continuation. And that's partially probably because on the 30-minute, on the longer time frame, there's a ton of liquidity down there first shoulder. So if it starts to grab that, it's probably going to rip down to 5-day, and the market just doesn't want to do that before the data tomorrow, would be my presumption. So yeah, then I put in that very mellow tapering. Let's see, what did I say? 115 a put. That's 3 red trades. I'm like, oh boy. 115. Trying to keep them small though. Keep them tight. 115 to 118. That's 37 cents to 32. Yeah, this one didn't feel good. It was like it made a nice head and shoulders. Broke the gold. Oh, and then this one was up here, of course. Yeah. So I picked it up on this green candle on the retest after it broke my red. So my lines might have been off a little bit. Again, I'm not looking at Eric's or Emperor's. I'll look at the 30-minute on Eric sometimes, but yeah, the other one, if I look at the other ones, it kind of throws me off. So sometimes they line up good, sometimes mine are better, sometimes theirs are better. I don't know. Today maybe mine was just off, or there just was zero continuation. So let's see, 118, 37 cents. So I close that one out right here. Is that right? 15 to 18. Yeah, that was a retest, and then it started rallying. Okay, and then 254. What sucks about this one is, yeah, well, I'll just tell you guys. So there could have been a retracement trade in here. I mean, you can see that, of course, it's trying to start to complete a cup, like how it's rounding out on the bottom. But yeah, anything before it really starts to grab the squid up here very well could just be bears controlling it. The selling today was so controlled too, which was just ugly if you were trying to short it. It never was very aggressive, very controlled. Upside also, honestly. So yeah, didn't catch anything in here. So at this point, it came up and made this cup, if you see right here. So even though we could still be in a bear flag, this cup does mean something because it did break my last purple here. Which maybe that's not the last one because there's this white one way up here, but that still gives room to climb up to find that as resistance, and sure enough it did by end of day. But yeah, I made this cup, and then it came down steep red candle with a lot of volume. For the handle, of course that's potential handle. If it broke this and grabbed that liquidity, and then it's different, but at this point this was a handle for this cup. So my next trade was at 254. I got 2 calls. So I'm waiting for it to break this purple. And I don't have much buying power left, so I'm getting 1 out of the money. So these are very cheap. These were 12-cent contracts, so not ideal. I'm trying to get ones at least like 30 cents. So these were lower delta, more risky. I got 2 of them because I had buying power for it, but not enough for 1 strike closer. But yeah, what time was that? 2:30, 2:54. So I put a limit order. And somewhere in here, I don't know if I was trying to front run it or if my purple line was a little different then. I'm kind of confused how this one even filled, because so I put a limit order, and then I thought I canceled it once I did this. I guess I didn't. And I left the computer. This is what sucks. My best trade is the one I forgot about. Yeah, I came back and it's like up here, bouncing on this as support, and I'm thinking this is definitely cup and handle with a inverse head and shoulder. I just have to figure out how to manage my risks in here. I came back around here and I look over and I can't buy any contracts. What's going on? And I quickly look at my positions. I'm like, oh my goodness, I actually bought that. So it held through this. And if I was here, I probably would have stopped out somewhere in there. So yeah, widen my stops, maybe. Not necessarily. Right now, with my accuracy being pretty low, I think it's fine because my risk to reward is usually very great. So low accuracy, but winners make up for all of it for the most part. I'm not trying to improve everywhere, but when I started widening my stops and just being a little more loose, I'm fine too, but I bleed much faster since my accuracy is not high enough. If I could get my accuracy up, and that would coincide with me probably just trading less, taking fewer trades. I mean, today is not a good example. Of course, I took a lot of trades, but yeah, like yesterday was good. I think I only did 1 or 2 trades. But yeah, if I get my accuracy up, then I could loosen my stops, give them a little more flexibility. But anyways, yeah, I went through there. I came up here and it was up like 15-20%. But that's just because it was like 11 or it was 12-cent contract, so it only has to go up like a penny or two to become 20%. I'm like, all right, well, I'm happy. I guess I'm in it still. I was hoping for a move up to this and then completing the cup potentially, but it didn't. It grinded up here. I kind of held through here. I had 2 of them, and then I had a couple nice squeezy candles here, and then I closed the first one on that first red candle. So close the first one from 12 cents to 20 cents at 324. Actually, at the very beginning of that candle. And then the next one, I'm like, I'm just gonna put a break-even stop on it, and I did, and it broke even 325, literally the next minute. So let's hold them both there, but I wanted 1. I was out of buying power. I wanted 1 just in case it did keep going. That could have been a few 100% if it actually completed the cup. At that point, I think it was 70 something percent. I'll probably have that in the thumbnail. That tiny little trade for 70%. It's pretty hilarious. And then final 10 minutes, it did end up kind of making a move. I almost traded it, but I'm tired. I'm not feeling kind of weird. And this isn't a great setup either. I'm not super happy with this trading today. My red does look like it's right though. I've got support, resistance, supports down here. So as I adjust them as the day went on, I mean, most of my adjustments were done by like right here. But yeah, kind of the tricky thing. So red day, unfortunately. after yesterday and today, I'm glad that I'm only down a little bit. And that trade at the end of the day, of course, helped my red day today because that brought me up another $10 or something. So not bad. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.